there's an energy that you may be feeling, and you know exactly where it's coming from, and you know why it's so heavy, and like you have a general understanding of why it's heavy or why it's hard to deal with. So you may find that once you actually let it come closer to you, the feeling that it may even be easier to see what it is. Like, I just yawned. Like, I feel like, oh, I'm tired. I'm definitely hungry right now. I've been meaning to do this reading for a bit. I kind of got into like a doom scrolling hole, but then I started to receive messages in the middle of that, and it put me in a place where I felt like I was being spoken to by someone that I can't trust anymore. And it brought me to a very, very deep, heavy place that felt, for a moment, kind of like restricting, or it just feels heavy. Like you have to sit there with it, and you understand why it's heavy, but you also understand that you really can't do anything about the way it feels or take action to change it. So if that's how you're feeling right now, then this reading may be for you. Oh, Beauty and the Beast. You need some space in a relationship. And then we have the Hierophant and the Five of Cups. The Hierophant is typically Taurus energy. No, these are two fives. The Hierophant is 5 and the Five of Cups. There's an energy here with the Hierophant of like someone who is more grounded and earth-based, and like is a teacher or a guide, maybe, like that, whether that's physical or spiritual. And then I'm like doing this for some reason, which is like maybe someone is clearing their throat or is trying to help you clear your throat chakra because your emotional body is like super turbulent right now. Or this is what the inner part of you is trying to navigate. Like you are integrating something you learned already. Like you are aware of how to ground yourself. You know how to use what you've learned to take steps towards planting your feet into the ground. And what does that mean? Like maybe you're mostly focused on your stability right now, emotionally and physically. So like you're really like making your emotional self important by making your physical aspects important. Like they rely on each other is what I'm getting. There's also like a relationship dynamic here with like a father-daughter type of dynamic, so maybe there's healing centered around that type of energy, or that's just like the relationship itself that you're dealing with, whether this is like a real father or like a spiritual father, like maybe just somebody in your life who carries that energy, trying to teach you how to deal with your inner beast also, because I feel like the story of Beauty and the Beast is like within an understanding. The Beast is also straight up the handler, is what I'm receiving, which has been said in other readings I've heard. So that's not the first time I'm hearing this. How does that work? So I was talking about father dynamics. So this has to do with the karma that we are dealing with, that specifically has to do with the masculine figure in our life. I'm hearing how we receive love, how we give love, how we teach others, all comes from the father. I'm hearing the mothers teach too. It's not the same type, apparently. The mother's supposed to nurture and teach and I'm hearing mothers typically discipline. The mother is supposed to discipline, so it's balanced. That's why in imbalanced dynamics, the fathers are the main disciplinary figure. It can become karmic sometimes. They're saying gender doesn't matter. Interesting. I'm getting that some people don't have a father figure in their life, then their mother took the place of their father figure also. Whether the man was there or not. You could have had your dad, your dad that gave birth to you, there in the house, but he wasn't involved in what was going on, and your mom took on both roles. So this doesn't mean your dad wasn't in your life, but this could be for some your mom took on both roles because your dad didn't do anything, whether he was there or not. I'm getting, if your dad, this is not where I thought this was going to go, but my dad's energy has been with me today. That's true. Because I thought about him 2 significant times today that brought a heaviness to my heart. I'm getting that also the heaviness centered around the healing of the father figure is what needs to be aligned, because it's intertwining with how we interact with the masculine figures in our life in general, whether they be romantic, platonic. Interesting. There's opinions going around. There's things in my head that I don't have formulated thoughts for, but so I don't know if they're mine or not. There's just stuff swimming around, and I'm when did we form that thought? When did you start thinking about that? This may also be what's happening to you, while you're doing this, while you're doing this healing. This is specific type of healing. You may also feel like a spiritual father speaking to you, or God, The Hierophant may straight up represent God also, or your doctrine, whatever you get your messages from, whether they be I'm using tarot at the moment, but I read the Bible occasionally. Do I know the stories of the Bible? No, that's not how I read the Bible. Like, I know basic things, but that's not how I read it. Sometimes I will get spiritual messages simply from watching animation or like reading certain things. Like, I'll get spiritual messages in the middle of just regular media. So whatever you're getting your messages from, there is a very strong masculine energy that's coming through, that's trying to guide you through your emotional turbulence. When a certain person pops up in your life, you may automatically think of your father. Like, it's not him, but like, you may automatically think about him when there's someone that pops up in your life. Whether that be good or bad. And, you know, for different people, it's good, and for different people, it's bad. So, like, there's certain people in your life where they'll bring up the negative aspects of your father, and the other person will bring up the positive aspects, but they don't necessarily have the negative aspects that you see in this other person. And then the negativity that you're seeing in this person doesn't have the positive aspects either. They just have the negative ones of your father. Maybe you need that information to make a decision here. It's annoying. I know, it's annoying. I'm annoyed as well right now. I'm like, really? Because I came on, I come on here for my own shit, my own messages. And why I'm trying to navigate through this energy, because Spirit wants me to know and want you to know. I have a specific question to ask, but this did help. There's also an energy of sharing again. And not feeling like this is safe to do. Like, I told a story to my coworker today that I haven't told in a long time, and there's a lot of shit about like evil eye and like people sending certain energy to you, but like if you think it's a positive person that's not gonna do that, it shouldn't matter. But then at the same time, like, we all have a certain amount of trust in people, like, because of the experiences that we've had throughout our life. So sometimes it's hard to trust that what's going on is real. But I'm also getting that if you're aware of like the people that are giving you information or positive feedback on what you're telling them, and you're feeling like maybe I shouldn't be sharing this at all. The reason they're giving you positive feedback is because they understand, and they've actually been through a stage of what you're experiencing and already reached like a manifested dream that they see you going towards, and they're encouraging you to do so because they know that it's possible. And it's hard for you to trust that, and that's okay, because we're still healing from wounded masculine energy, apparently. In my other reading, it was feminine energy that was being healed. I guess maybe there's something astrologically going on right now that's inherently like masculine energy. Again, I pulled the same cards. It's the Hierophant and the Five of Cups. Oh. So what I just said is the Hierophant. Like, the people, maybe if it's physical people that you're telling your emotions to, or your regrets to, or like things you felt like maybe you should have took care of better, or like you still have emotions about, no matter how long it's been, or like what happened. Whoever you're speaking to, you're allowed to talk to, because they're gonna make you feel better about like how you feel about it. But also, like, I'm hearing validation and understanding. Also, then we have the Six of Wands. This brings like emotional freedom and liberation. Feeling like you accomplished something too, like who you're speaking to, whether it be a person or God even, is gonna make you feel like you deserve what you have. You accomplished a lot, even though all of this, you're moving through all of these emotions and you have so many regrets. Like, you had to learn a bunch of shit. I had to tell you all of this stuff. You had to see a bunch of stuff play out. Isn't how it's played out so far worth it? Like, hasn't it been interesting? Hasn't it been deep? You wanted something deep? That's what you asked for, is what I'm hearing? You wanted more? You got more? You just need to guide yourself through what you regret, because, like, and it's emotional. It's not even like you're sitting here necessarily thinking about the past. You're just like, while stuff was changing, you weren't paying attention to like how you felt while it was changing. You just knew things had to change, and now that things are different and you're moving through the routine, like not being the same, even like you may even, maybe this isn't even like a physical thing, like for some people I'm talking to right now, everything in your life has pretty much been like the same, like routine, but like emotionally your routine has been off. So like usually you're able or capable of doing certain things, but right now you like just stuff's coming up. Like, it's not memories is what I'm getting. It's a feeling, like just the feeling of having, maybe the feeling of having someone near you that's no longer around, and then you feel it and you get upset because you know you can't feel that again. It's a part of grieving, but maybe this person's still alive, you know, like it doesn't have to be somebody that's gone, but they're gone for you, or they're gone for some. It's like this person never existed. Even who you thought someone was never existed, or how you felt about somebody, like the person that you held and feel their energy, they never existed. So like feeling the how it felt when you were with them is like a ghost. Even it's weird, and you just keep reminding yourself that they're not there anymore, or they never were, because that's what happens honestly when someone passes away too. Like you keep remembering that they're not there anymore, and it's like you grieve all over again. But this is someone that's alive, or maybe it's both. Like you're learning about the stages or the phases of all sides of grief. And love is what I'm hearing. Like you can't understand love without grief. So if you don't understand grief, then you're not going to understand love, is maybe the lesson. I'm tired. I'm hungry and tired. I'm done with this.